12. Flight times. If Earth and its atmosphere were constantly spinning eastwards over 1,000 miles per hour at the equator, then the average commercial airliner, traveling 500 miles per hour, should never be able to reach its eastward destinations before they come speeding up from behind. Likewise, westward destinations should be arrived at thrice the speed, but this is not the case. In reality, the differences between eastbound and westbound flight durations usually amount to a matter of minutes, and nothing near what would occur on a spinning globe. As Gabrielle Henriette stated in her book Heaven and Earth, if flying had been invented at the time of Copernicus, there is no doubt that he would have soon realized that his contention regarding the rotation of the Earth was wrong, on account of the relation existing between the speed of an aircraft and that of the Earth's rotation. If the Earth rotates, as it is said, at 1,000 miles an hour, and a plane flies in the same direction at only 500 miles, it is obvious that its place of destination will be farther removed every minute. On the other hand, if flying took place in the direction opposite to that of the rotation, a distance of 1,500 miles would be covered in 1 hour, instead of 500, since the speed of the rotation is to be added to that of the plane. It could also be pointed out that such a flying speed of 1,000 miles an hour, which is supposed to be that of the Earth's rotation, has recently been achieved, so that an aircraft flying at this rate in the same direction as that of the rotation could not cover any ground at all. It would remain suspended in mid-air over the spot from which it took off, since both speeds are equal. The spinning globe model dictates that Earth and its atmosphere would be moving together 1,000 miles per hour at the equator, and progressively slower, approaching zero closer to the poles. The following examples all take place at the mid-latitudes, where the globe model claims that Earth and its atmosphere should be moving together at approximately 500 miles per hour, the same as the average flight speed of a commercial airliner. Flights from Los Angeles to New York City, traveling east with the alleged rotation of the Earth, take an average of 5.5 hours, for instance, so the return flight west should only take 2 3/4 hours. But in fact, the average New York City to LA flight actually takes upward of 6 hours, a time totally inconsistent with the spinning globe model. Flights eastward with the alleged spin of the Earth from Tokyo to Los Angeles take an average of 10.5 hours. Therefore, return flights westward against the alleged spin should take an average of 5.25 hours, but in actual fact take an average of 11.5 hours, another flight duration totally inconsistent with the globe model. Eastbound flights from New York to London take an average of 7 hours. Therefore, the westbound flights against the alleged spin should take an average of 3.5 hours, but in reality, they take an average of 7.5 hours. Eastward flights from Chicago to Boston with the alleged spin of the Earth take an average of 2.25 hours. Therefore, the return flights westward against the alleged spin should take an average of just over an hour, but in reality, they take an average of 2.75 hours. Flights eastward from Paris to Rome take an average of 2 hours. Therefore, the return flights westward against the alleged spin should take only 1 hour, but in actual fact have an average flight duration of 2 hours and 10 minutes. All of these flight times are impossible on a 1,000-mile-per-hour eastward spinning ball, but are consistent with what would be expected over a stationary Earth. 13. Flight paths.